أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمد ونشكر ونستعين ونستهدي ونؤمن به من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. All praises and adoration belongs to Allah, the Lord of incomparable and inexhaustible majesty. We seek Allah to shower His blessing and His mercy on His Prophet Muhammad, his house, his companion, his relatives, and everyone that followed the virtue of his teaching to the day of reckoning. I extend my greeting to every one of us by saying, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah for everything He has done in our life. We thank Him over all the opportunity He has endowed on you and I for being a Muslims. May He continue to preserve our path and preserve our life to continue in this path of salvation. And inshallah today we shall be looking at a very essential topic, which is the Manzilat al-Quran fi ayat Muslim. Manzilat al-Quran or Ahmiyat al-Quran fi ayat Muslim. That is the position of the importance of the Quran in the life of a Muslim. That is Muslims and the Quran. So if the first thing is you look at the Quran, as mentioned earlier, is a name that is coined from Arabic term Quran. It means Qara'a, that is read. Qara'a, that is it's from that root word ala wazni fa'ala qara'a Qur'anan. So it's a name that is a noun that is coined from reading. So Quran is meant for recitation or reading. And as Allah told Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Iqra. Allah said, read. Bi ismi rabbika alladhi khalaqa. Khalaqa al-insan min 'alaq. 'allama al-Qur'ana. علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. علم الإنسان ما لا يعلم. So Allah said, read in the name of your Lord. الذي خلق, who created, who taught man what is ignoramus about. So Quran is Allah's way, as mentioned, that is meant for recitation. In another portion of the Quran, Allah also told us about the Quran. He said, "Inna hadha al-Quran yahdi lillati hiya aqwam wa yubashshiru al-mu'minina alladhina ya'maluna as-salihati anna lahum ajran ahsana." Allah said, "Inna hadha al-Quran yahdi lillati hiya aqwam." So this Quran yahdi lillati hiya aqwam is the one that guides, is the one that shows right path. Lillati aqwam, that the path that is what? Firm, that is straight, that is not crook. That is Quran for you. So that we have several places in the Quran where Allah gives us several definitions of Quran. Quran, Allah refers to it as Huda, that is guidance. It refers to it as Nur, as light. It's referred to it as Furqan, criterion. It's referred to it as Hakim. Yes, what Quran Hakim, as wisdom. So we have several places where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give Quran different description. In another place, Allah refer to it as book. And I say, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ, refer to it as book. In Allah refer to it as revelation. وَنَزِّلِ الْقُرْآنِ. Allah said, وَنَزِّلِ الْقُرْآنِ. So this Quran, the Nazilu, will reveal it. So, and this Quran we are talking about is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. So Allah said, this book is a guidance for the pious. So Quran is revealed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Prophet Muhammad sallam via Angel Jibreel. So there's a connectivity for the revelation of the Quran, of Quran Kareem, from Allah to his prophet, but there's an intermediary between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallam, with Angel Jibreel, Malak Jibreel. So that is one of the definitions of the Quran. In another portion, Allah told us that Quran is Tibiyan, is all encompassing. Allah referred to Quran as Shifa, that is cure for all heal, for all illness, for all diseases. So Quran is so, special, so outstanding, so global. So it's not something that is only peculiar to a particular region. It's all over the world. So when we need to understand from this angle that Quran is Allah's book, and it's a book that is spread across all nations, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even challenged human being, challenged the jinn. He said that if you are in doubt of what Allah has revealed in this Quran, Allah said, "Far to be suratin, bring just be just one surah, or bring one verse to challenge what Allah has said." Allah said, "You cannot do it." I mean, both the jinns and human beings. Allah said, "You cannot afford, you can't do it," because the Quran is a divine book from a divine source, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore, when we're talking about Quran, Quran is just not ordinary book, it's Allah's book. And we need to understand one fact about Quran, and the fact is that Quran is a generational book. Generational book. That is why when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down Adam to the earth, he said, "Ihbitu minha jami'an fa inna yahtiyanakum huda." Said, "Go ye to the earth. I shall send down to you from me huda, a guidance shall come down to you. That is Allah's revelation shall come down." So every revelation that has given to all prophets from the time of Adam to the last prophet Muhammad is Allah's book. But the least of them, the greatest of them, is the Quran Kareem. In another portion, Allah said that وَأَعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Allah said, hold on to Allah's robe. Allah's hablillah there is what? Quran Kareem. وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Do not be divided. That is why Quran is a divine book for every Muslims across the globe. And Quran is a book of recitation, it's a book of cure, it's a book of politics, it's a book of economy, it's a book of marital relationship, it's a book of governance, it's a book of politics, it's a book of all forms of life. It is not just something we read alone, because it encompasses all facets of our life. That's why Allah said, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ وَمَنْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. I said, whoever do not judge by what Allah has revealed, such are non-believers, such are Gentiles, such are wrongdoers. That is what Allah has revealed in the Quran Kareem. Then look at who is a Muslim, because we're talking about the relation between the Quran and Muslims. Who is a Muslim? A Muslim is such a person who accepts Islam into his life, who ready to practice Islam as a religion that is all-encompassing. That's why Allah said that Inna dina inda Allah al-Islam wa la tamutuna illa wa antum muslimun. Look at this. That is the Islam, the name Muslim is coined for the term Islam. So anyone that practices Islam has become a Muslim. And what makes you become a Muslim is to accept that Allah is your God and Prophet Muhammad is a messenger that Allah SWT sent with the Quran, sent with guidance to for you to live a fulfilled life that Allah SWT has designed for you. This is a Muslim. Now what qualifies you to be a Muslim is faith in Allah SWT. So when you become a Muslim, then your manual that will guide your life, just like somebody that procure or buy or purchase a vehicle. If you buy a vehicle or you buy any apparatus, electrical appliances, there is a manual that is attached to it. It's a manual that will guide you on how to use this particular things you buy. Like a car now, in the car you will see a place you have to fill the fuel, a place you have to fill the oil, a place you have to fill the water, a place you have to fix the brake pad, a place you have to fix engine brake oil, and all of this. You should not, if you want to enjoy the car, you must ensure you adhere strictly to the instruction, the manual. If you want to enjoy your life, you want to enjoy your Islam, you must adopt the manual. The manual for you to live this life and live a fulfilled life is the Quran that Allah SWT has given unto humanity. That is why Allah do not leave us after He has created us. He also gave us the guidance, the manual, which is the Quran. That is why He said that in the Quran. Allah told us in the Quran that as a Muslim, we should adhere. وَمَا أَتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا أَتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ. What Allah, the Prophet has given unto you, hold fast to it. فَخُذُوهُ وَأَنْ هَذَا الصِّرَاطِ فَاتَّبِعُوهُ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا السُّبُلَ. This is my path. This is my way. Follow it. Do not follow, stray path. Stray. Don't follow the divergent path. Follow the right path, which is the Quran. This is the manual with which we live our life. And one of the names of the Quran is Adh-Dhikr. Allah told us that we should follow His path. He said that وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي, because dhikr is one of the names of the Quran. That means remembrance. What we always make you to feel abreast, the presence of Allah, the presence of His instruction, the presence of His rules. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنكًا. Whoever deviates from my remembrance, my manual, my guidance, my Quran, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنكًا, shall live a life of pandemonium, a life that is narrowed down, a life that is not balanced, a life of shock, a life of sorrow, a life that is devoid of happiness. Maisha that can. That is why today, if you see people that are living, Allah bi dhikrillah tatma'innu al-qulub, if you want to have what we call a comfortable life, a comfortability, you want to live a life of solace, and I say Allah bi dhikrillah, from the remembrance of Allah. What is dhikrillah there? Be dhikrillah ayani, I mean living with the Quran, adhering to the Quran, using Quran as a way of life. Tatma'innu al-qulub, what will give you succor, what will give you rest of mind. If money can give rest of mind, people today that has mansion, people that have mansion, that have, you know, fleets of cars, that have big hotel, that have big accommodation, should not be found using dog for protection, using police for protection, using burglar for protection, using CCTV camera protection again, using bulletproof car, because of the fact that because there is no protection for them, there is no succor. Bidhikrillah, it is when you remember Allah, I mean when you had the head of the Quran, that tatma'innu al-qulub, that is when you have rest of mind, because Allah has made the Quran dhikr for us. Dhikr. So if we want to live a life that is balanced, Allah says, as we've said earlier, whoever do not adhere to the Quran, shall live a life of shock. So if you see anyone that is living a hanky-panky life, you should go and check very well. Go and confirm what I'm saying. You know this person is not adhering, is not accommodating Allah's book in his or her life. And another thing we also need to understand about Quran, that this Quran is something we had to strictly adhere with, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has created you and I, we need to realize one fact, and the fact is that a Muslim and the Quran, they are just like a fish and water. Like a fish and water. When you remove a fish from water, what happens? The fish become dead. When you remove man from the Quran, or man separate his life from the Quran, it's become a living dead. Because Quran is the light, it's the oxygen with which we breathe, it's the light. That is why it is so keen and so genuine that we need to get it right. From the base, from the source, from the root. And what's the root? It's the foundation. The Quran is the foundation. Allah told us this in the Quran. Say, ihbitu minha jami'an fa inna ya'tiyannakum min huda. He said, Adam and your wife, go to the earth. Go to the earth. I shall send down my guidance to you. Whoever follow my guidance, such person will live a life that is fulfilled, will not be disheartened, will not live a hanky-panky life. So, Quran is so genuine, it's so important in our life. We can't do without it. Because it's from our Creator, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said that لو أنزلنا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل. If we place this Quran on mountain, on rock, لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا, you will see that the rock, the mountain will crumble, will be scattered. But Allah, if mountain cannot take the Quran, the rock cannot take it. But Allah has given it to human being. وَحَمَلَ الْإِنسَانِ. That's why we present the Quran, the amana, the Quran, to the heaven, to the earth, to the mountain. They all refuse to take it because they know it is a trust. But human being took the trust from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now kind of dhuluman jahula. But man become, dhuluman. Man became a wrongdoer. Jahula, and it became ignoramus about the Quran. Today we've abandoned our source, we've abandoned our light, we've abandoned our foundation, our root. The root, we've abandoned it. We abandoned our destination, where we're heading to. We have to go back to our roots, which is the Quran. It is when you go back to the Quran, you go back to our roots, that is when our life shall be balanced. Because everything that we need to know about this life, about the hereafter, about how we govern our life, about how we relate with our environment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us everything in the Quran. But today, we are ignoramus about the Quran. We only take the Quran as a decorative book, as a book we just recite at naming ceremony, at funeral, for prayer alone. We've forgotten that Quran is a constitutional book. We've forgotten that Quran is a book for guidance. We've forgotten that the Quran is a manual for a fulfilled life. What Rasulullah has used to reform and to turn around the history of humanity is the Quran, and nothing but the Quran. So inshallah, we shall be talking about the Quran in the next episode of our Deen Digest discourse. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive our shortcoming. Accept this little as another ibadah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.